A North Korean agent allegedly was wired $2 million in an attempt to smuggle weapons, tech, and disguises out of California. Tyrone Bowman live. Let's talk about it on tonight. According to USA Today, the article written by Michael Loria, and I quote, North Korean agents paid a Chinese national $2 million to smuggle U.S. weapons and technology that were to be used for a surprise attack on South Korea, federal prosecutors said August 19th. Xinhua Win, a 40-year-old undocumented immigrant living outside of Los Angeles, was sentenced to 8 years in prison for the scheme. The Department of Justice announced he was tapped by North Korean handlers to export guns, ammo, sensitive technologies, and eventually disguises, court papers show. When smuggled 3 shipping containers of guns, Wien smuggled 3 shipping containers of guns and ammunition to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea before he was caught, prosecutors said. Win's crimes jeopardized the national security of the United States and that of its ally, South Korea, prosecutors said in a sentencing memorandum in the Central District of California. Defendant's conduct was bold, and the purposes of his mission was alarming. According to defendant, he was charged with procuring the weapons and sensitive technology for North Korea, so North Korea could prepare for a surprise attack against South Korea. In addition to the 3 shipping containers worth of arms, Wing planned to send 60,000 bullets and sensitive technologies, including a device to identify chemical threats, a thermal imaging device to be mounted on aircraft, and an engine meant to be the precursor for a North Korean drone program, according to court papers. The North Korean asset also planned to send military uniforms that the DPRK could use to disguise troops sent into South Korea, prosecutors said. Win's sentencing comes after he pleaded guilty on January 9 to acting as an illegal agent of a foreign government and conspiracy to violate the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, which regulates trade with nations hostile to the United States. Handlers paid Win around $2 million for the scheme, which dates back to 2022, when he was first contacted online by North Korean officials, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. In a letter to the judge, Wing's lawyers said the Chinese national accepted responsibility for what he had done. Quote, Mr. Wing is truly a book that is not best judged by its cover, his public defender Michael L. Brown II wrote, end quote. The offense conduct suggests that he is someone sophisticated and bold as the government claims, when in reality, he was a lowly agent without much agency, in desperate financial straits when he committed the offense conduct. Wing's lawyers did not immediately respond to requests for additional comment. You got caught. That's what happened. You got caught. You got caught with espionage activity. You got caught being a criminal. He was caught being a smuggler. Wynn came to the United States in 2012 on a student visa, according to prosecutors. Now, you know what this is going to do? This is going to make it hard for legitimate students from other countries who really want to come to the United States for the purpose of studying for real. And clods like him have just messed it up, along with the immigration policies that are in effect right now. Let's get back to the story. His lawyers said he was seeking asylum after Chinese authorities had persecuted him for practicing Catholicism, which had been outlawed to varying degrees in communist China. Prosecutors say he was already planning to become a North Korean asset at that point. Wynn told the FBI in interviews that before moving to the United States, he met with his handlers at a North Korean embassy in China, court papers show. North Korean officials contacted We Online, about 10 years later, provided him the money for a federal firearms license to allow him to deal arms, and the California based DPRK asset began making trips to Texas to buy guns. Wynn exported the weapons from Long Beach near Los Angeles. He told U.S. authorities he was shipping a refrigerator, court papers show. He admitted that he believed the North Korean government wanted the weapons, ammunition, and other military related equipment to prepare for an attack against South Korea, prosecutors said. Investigators also found many images on his phone of U.S. military uniforms. Prosecutors said the photos were related to a plan to provide North Korea troops with disguises for the eventual attack. Wynn's case is just the latest in international arms dealers making use of the American firearms market. The top 5 weapons manufacturers in the world as of 2023 were all American companies. According to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, Lockheed Martin's $60.8 million revenue was greater than the top 3 Chinese companies combined. But American firearms have a way of making it into the hands of the nation's adversaries, from North Korean soldiers to cartels south of the border in Mexico. The FBI regularly catches foreign nationals in the United States exporting arms to places around the world that American authorities consider hostile. In March, federal authorities charged a pair of men in Cleveland in connection with an operation to sell around 90 rifles and a machine gun to undercover agents posting as cartel members. Mexico sued U.S. gun manufacturers over the avalanche of American guns that wind up south of the border, although the Supreme Court eventually ruled against the U.S.'s neighbor. In April 2024, the DOJ charged a pair of foreign businessmen with conspiring to send anti-craft rounds, grenade launchers, and automatic rifles to Iraq and Sudan. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot going on. Well, all right, Anonymous. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Never surrender, never quit.